welcome to the show, The Total You. I am your hostess, Evangelist Faris Wallace, and we're coming under the direction of Abundant Faith Cathedral in Detroit. We're under the direction of Bishop Joel T. Wallace, who is the pastor. Our presentation is about your mind, body, soul, and spirit, so I'm asking, sit back and enjoy this broadcast. Hello, and welcome again to the show, The Total You. Remember, this show is about the mind, body, soul, and spirit, the total you. And today we're going to be focusing on the part that's called the body. And I have a very special guest with me, and he's going to help me work through this. So, amen.
Amen.
His name is Stephen Brown. So give us some info.
Hey, everybody. As you mentioned, my name is Steve. I'm a massage therapist. I have been for the past 12 years. I've been teaching at the school I went to, Irene's Massology Institute, for the past 7 now.
Okay.
I've been a lead instructor since COVID, basically, so 2020. So it's been 4 years, and I've honestly lost count of how many classes I actually taught through like the entire program.
Okay. I'm going to ask, you said Marine? What's the name of the school?
Irene's Massology Institute.
And where is that located?
That's actually right here in Southfield on Telegraph, just west of Telegraph on Franklin, right where Civic Center turns into Franklin.
Okay. Okay. So you went to school there, but how did you get into this line?
So before I got into massage, I was studying music. I was going to Wayne State for music technology, so I was learning how to run a studio.
Okay.
And when it came time to get an internship, I realized the only real job prospects were working for commercials.
Okay.
And I didn't really want to do that. I love music, of course, but I wanted to make healing music. I wanted to actually do something in that regard.
Oh my goodness, I love it. Only reason why I said that is this, because I'm gonna get off the subject a little bit. We have now people who come into the hospital to give music to help calm the soul, when they're going through a bunch of things. So essentially, you went from playing the music to doing this to doing the body work.
Yeah. Essentially, I had a realization I wanted to make healing music.
Okay.
So I went back to try and finish my music degree.
Okay.
And it just didn't stick with me. I was just I'm not as interested. I already learned everything that I needed to learn from it. Everything else was just all right, I need to lock myself in a room and practice for a few more years, probably.
Okay.
So let me instead learn about healing.
Okay.
Learn about the body.
Okay.
And that brought me into massage. Yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna do this. Okay, how long did it take you to go through this training?
The training is only 1 year.
Really?
Yep. Which was another added
plus.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I can either do that or I can try physical therapy, which is like an 8-year program.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Or 6 years, I think. It's the same thing with chiropractic. That's another 8-year degree.
Oh, so it's something you can do right quick and still start making money off of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, now I'm going to question number one. Do you make money off of being a massage therapist?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the hourly rates vary anywhere in between, on the low end, 20. At this point, it should be 25 to 30.
Okay.
On the high end, you can get, you can work for yourself and charge $100 an hour if you wanted to.
Go into this private duty kind of massage therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask, so how much does it cost for you to go through this training?
When I went through, it was, I want to say $14,000.
Okay.
They just cut the program down a little bit because we also get FAFSA or financial aid through the government since we're accredited.
Okay.
But the state regulations essentially just limited the number of hours available.
Okay.
So instead of that, we essentially got it up to a 700-hour program.
Okay.
Yeah, course load. But then they made us shorten it to, I think, 625.
Okay.
Since that's the the requirement to actually take the licensing exam.
Oh, so you do have to get licenses,
Yep, you have to be a licensed.
licensure.
Yep, you have
Okay.
to be licensed and insured in
Okay.
that sense.
Okay. So it's a state, um, how do I say it?
It's
You have to
actually
take a state licensure test or?
yeah, it's actually a national licensure test.
Okay.
It's called the MBLEX, the Massage and Bodywork Licensing Examination.
Okay.
And it is essentially like when you take it, they can send it to any state.
Okay, you can, so if you got this certification here or licensure here in Michigan, you can actually go to California or any place else and still work?
Pending. All of
Okay.
the states have their own laws and regulations for
Okay.
their licensure.
Okay.
Not all of them are even regulated yet.
Okay.
But like California or New York, I think they have like a 800 or 900 hour course load.
Okay, so you might wind up having to take some more courses in order to qualify for someplace
Yeah,
else.
if you wanted to go right in there, I'm sure at this point with 12 years.
Oh, so they can grandfather you in.
Yeah.
Oh, I got that term, guys.
Yeah.
I can get, okay, so here you are. You decided a course change in your plan of life
Mm-hmm.
from music to massage therapy. And you went for this full year.
Mm-hmm.
You said you're teaching. Did you have to go back to get certified for teaching?
Not to get certified, no. But as soon as I graduated, well, really about 6 months after I graduated, I went back to the school.
Okay.
And instead it's more of an in-house thing where
Okay.
they let you volunteer for other classes so you can sit through the courses again
Okay.
and again help the actual teachers.
Okay.
Not just run class, but check the homework, answer questions,
Okay.
anything like that.
Being like an assistant or a TA.
Yeah, basically. So I did that for 4 years.
Okay.
Again, that was from 2013 basically to 2017
Okay.
when they promoted me up to an assistant instructor.
Wow. Okay. Question, guys. Okay, y'all know me. I like to learn. The people who come into these programs, are they younger, older?
All over.
All over?
We've got some students who are fresh out of high school.
Okay.
Many of them are coming in from their for their second career.
Okay.
Everywhere in between, again, mid 20s, mid 30s,
Okay.
40s, 50s. I've had 60, 70-year-old.
So what are the
students.
requirements for being a massage therapist?
It's a kind of a physical job,
Okay.
so you have to be very mindful of that. You have to know, obviously, the body very well. You have to know all the bones and the muscles.
So a lot of anatomy.
Yeah, you have
Okay.
a lot of anatomy. Ideally, you should know a lot about physiology too.
Okay.
The way we talk about it, you have to understand all 11 systems.
Okay.
that
Uh-oh,
keep
wait,
us up
watch
and
this,
running.
guys. What are the 11 systems?
No. All right, let me get my hands out. So it's actually funny. I remember it all with this mnemonic.
Yes, I remember those.
And I won't go through the actual name of it, but you might be able to figure it out. So there's muscular, urinary, reproductive, digestive, respiratory, nervous, skeletal, lymphatic, endocrine, cardiovascular, and integumentary.
See, gone. I like that one. I like it. But see, this is why it's called the total you, and this is why we're talking about it now. Because a lot of people they don't really pay attention to their bodies. They don't know all the intricacies of being what God made this body, and people just take it for advantage. It's like you put anything in there and then you expect it to work like crazy.
Yeah, and honestly, everyone, it doesn't matter even if you're a high level athlete, there's still something you're missing.
Yes.
This is the most complex creation in
Thank
the
you.
universe.
And people don't honor that. They don't pay attention to it enough.
Mm-hmm.
And so the total you, we're talking about the body. Amen. Okay, so we're talking about the massage therapy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people can get confused about what? Massage therapy, physical therapy. What's the other one? I know there's some more other therapy.
Yeah, there's chiropractic.
Yes,
there's-
those.
Yeah.
So what's the differences?
So the way I tell my students, basically, we are So we're trying to bring the body into balance.
Okay.
So to physical therapists, but we're doing that by relaxing muscles and relaxing tissues.
Okay.
A physical therapist, on the other hand, does that by strengthening the
Oh,
tissues
okay.
and strengthening the muscles.
Okay.
Honestly, both are needed.
Okay.
Because strength and flexibility make us able to move in all the ways that we can.
Okay.
If you only focus on the strength, then you're not teaching your body how to relax.
Okay.
You're still restricting the movements.
Okay.
You end up even compressing the joints and creating osteoarthritis, which...
Wait, say that again.
Yep, I'll say it again. So if you only do strength workout,
Okay.
if you're only strengthening all of your muscles,
Okay.
our muscles are made and put there in balance.
Okay.
So if you strengthen one side, you have to strengthen the other side,
Right.
or it's going to, again...
Be all cockeyed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And hurt. And
Okay.
something will get damaged even.
Okay.
If you strengthen both of them, but don't relax them, then it's going to actually compress the joint.
Okay.
So it's going to get it to squeeze.
Okay.
And there's like a layer of cartilage on the ends of the bones where the joints are.
Okay.
When that gets damaged, that's osteoarthritis.
Okay.
That's why it starts to hurt. That's why it can't move so well. Because, again, there's just too much compression there.
Okay, my mind just went this way because a lot of people have, the older we get, our knees, our joints begin to, and if we had just paid attention, and we had paid attention to the way we were running around like cuckoo, we would have been able to eliminate most of that damage.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's one of those things where, again, for years, for generations at this point, we're told to ignore our bodies.
See?
It doesn't matter how you do it, just get it done.
Okay.
And no, this is the only one we've got.
When I was working, I worked at a General Motors factory.
Mm.
And a lot of people would come in with carpal tunnel syndrome and problems with their legs and knees. And we tried to get them so that they would, I tried to institute a program where they would exercise and take breaks. That was never something that the companies agreed with because they wanted to run a person like a machine.
Mm-hmm.
And even though this body is great, and it runs like a well-oiled machine, you have to take some breaks and learn how to
take care of it.
Yes.
If you don't take care of it, it's just going to fall apart.
Okay.
And again, you see that with professional athletes who get paid to use their bodies.
Okay.
Again, it doesn't have to take a freak accident. Someone can throw a ball wrong and pull something.
Yes.
The only reason you're going to pull something is if you didn't stretch enough.
Okay. So we've got to learn how to maneuver our bodies in order for them to work the way they're mandated to work.
Yeah. Yep. These joints can only move in two directions. Right?
Okay. And we've got to learn how to do this. Okay, as a massage therapist, I'm going to go a little bit further into this thing about you've got the training now.
Mm-hmm.
We know that you can earn monies for this. Mm-hmm. We know that it doesn't take 8 years of studying.
Right.
Okay, but where do you work once you've gotten this?
So I work in a chiropractic office.
Okay.
Which personally I enjoy. Again, it's the clientele that I work on, it's more therapeutic.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily what you would expect when you would go into a spa.
Okay.
Where, again, that's a whole other niche.
Yes.
Like, that's a whole other can of worms. And again, there's nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
Like, it's still very effective.
Okay.
But essentially it's focused more on the nervous system. It's like, okay, everything needs to calm down and relax.
Okay.
People come in to see me generally when they've hurt something.
Okay.
Or they've had a nagging injury for a long time and the muscles just don't want to move.
Okay.
Or the chiropractor can't get the adjustments they need because their muscles are too tight.
Okay, that's what I was going to say.
So they come in and see me, I relax them nervously and muscularly.
Okay.
Even the connective tissue, and then they go in and the
chiropractor readjusts.
Yeah, like, oh, that was like butter.
Okay.
So it makes their job easier too.
Okay. Okay. So you work under the direction of a chiropractic doctor, or how does that work?
No. At this point, I mean, again, another reason why I like working there is because they trust me.
Okay.
They
Okay.
they trust my skill set and they
Okay.
appreciate the work I do. So
Okay.
it's one of those where, like, if they have a client where they can only get so much benefit or so much progress, then they might send them to me.
Okay.
But when I started working there, they did everything they could to fill my schedule, and they
Okay.
still work really hard at it.
Okay.
But at this point, once people get on the table, it's my responsibility to get them to want to come back.
Okay.
And that means I have to actually show some progress.
And that is okay because they're learning how to relax,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
You're able to get them to say, "Oh, this is really benefiting me."
Oh, yeah. No, not
And
only
then,
that.
yes.
It's not just a matter of getting to relax. It's again bringing awareness into new parts of their body
Okay, see.
because they hurt, but they don't know why they hurt.
Right.
So it's like, oh, like this bone isn't where it's supposed to be.
Uh-oh.
And it's being pulled out of position by all these tight muscles.
Okay.
So this side of your skeleton is tighter than this side of your skeleton,
Okay.
creating this consistent pattern of discomfort.
Okay.
I can change that pattern
Okay.
and give them to a doctor.
Okay. Okay, so you work in an office.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but do you have do massage therapists actually go into the homes to work also?
Mm-hmm. Yep, we can also do out calls.
Okay.
That's perfectly okay and legal. They even have on-demand services and sites like that. It's
Okay.
essentially like an Uber
Oh,
for a massage.
okay.
Uh, Soothe or Zeal. I wish I'd gotten paid for that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's something I try and send students who are interested in
Okay.
doing that to there too. And
Okay.
people can literally sign up. They get background checked. The therapists get background checked. So you're
Okay.
not just letting anybody into your house.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll come in, bring our table with us,
Okay.
set up in a room where we've got enough space, and perform massage there, and
Okay.
take it all with us.
Okay. Okay. Next question. Since now you're going out and you're in a doctor's office per se, a lot of people are going to ask, well, how do they get paid? How do they pay you? I mean, isn't it covered by insurance?
It can be.
Okay.
It depends on the carrier and the policy there.
Okay.
Actually, a lot of teachers do have massage coverage.
Ah, okay.
So that's always a great benefit. I always try and take extra good care of the teachers.
Okay.
um, but yeah, be it teachers or just part of their insurance for their job.
Okay.
Other than that, then they'll be paying cash just out of pocket.
Okay. And how much would that normally cost just out the pocket?
It varies. Again, at my office, we're kind of on the lower end,
Okay.
but that's 70 an hour.
Okay.
So, yeah, yeah, it started off at like 60, I want to say, when I first started working
Okay.
there. And as we've gathered a few more therapists, we've bumped it up a little bit.
Okay, is massage therapy something that you have to continually go back and do, or is it like like physical therapy? They say, well, okay, we're going to give you 6 weeks of physical therapy, and they get you every other day for 6 weeks. Is that something like what you would do for massage therapy?
We can, yeah,
Okay.
definitely. It does vary. I try not to get people in there too often.
Okay.
Because again, essentially, especially with relaxing everything,
Okay.
the body needs time to adjust and return back to normal and neutral. So at the most, I would suggest maybe once a week.
Oh, okay.
A lot of my clients come in twice a month,
Okay.
so every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Many come in just once a month,
Okay.
and that's more of just a general upkeep.
Okay.
But again, it depends on how fast you want to make progress, or if we can actually figure out, if I can figure out what the actual issue is, or if I can even, if it's in my scope of practice.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. So we've got this body in motion now, and we've got it relaxed.
Yep, that's the goal.
Okay. So do you advocate a person taking medicines orally with you doing the massage? therapy?
Not before, especially if it's some sort of painkiller or
Right,
pain
right.
reliever. I would prefer them to do it after the fact
Okay,
because we're not just working on a pile of clay. You
okay,
know, we need that sort of communication to
okay,
know if what we're doing is hurting or if
okay,
we're doing is helping or if it's a good pain or if it's a bad pain.
okay.
Yeah. So if they have masks over that, then they can't tell. We
Can't.
won't be as certain if we're hurting them or not.
Okay.
So it's definitely a safety issue there.
See, we're going to learn how to take care of this body. We're going to make sure, okay, a lot of people think of what? Drinking a lot of fluids. Just drink you some fluids and you'll be okay. Just, if you're doing this, everything, the joints, the pain, just drink you some fluids. Get you some, what do you call those drinks? Those energy drinks with all the,
Dear.
yeah, get all those in there. Everything will get okay.
The electrolytes.
Yeah, get the electrolytes in your body. So this is something you,
Electrolytes are good. Our bodies again essentially need electrolytes to get our muscles to fire appropriately.
okay,
Charley horses are like when our muscles cramp, it's because they're one of the four reasons is because they need electrolytes.
okay,
So that's the chemical basis that actually gets our muscles to contract.
okay,
At the same time, if you're just drinking a bunch of water, it may not have those electrolytes, so you
right,
do have to have minerals in your water. So
okay,
distilled water isn't always the best.
okay.
And at the same time, you still have to stretch. That's honestly the most important thing.
Okay.
If you don't stretch, then that water has nowhere to go.
Okay.
Like
See?
you, essentially, again, our bodies are full of fluid. So the more you stretch, the bigger you're making that container.
Okay.
Then you have to still fill that container. If you don't fill that container, it's going to shrink back again.
I'm just, the way I guess I'm thinking of this is like a lot of people will say, we're going to send a physical therapist into the person's house. And we're gonna make sure they're moving. But you're saying, okay, it's not just the moving part. You've got the other components in there too that they need to address.
Yeah, and again, moving is a very important part of it, but I would even draw the distinction between movement and strengthening.
Okay.
Because strengthening is essentially strengthening all these fibers that allow for movement, but it's again not stretching them. It's not letting them relax and find their natural resting place.
So I can do all these weightlifting and I can just do more harm to my body because I'm not allowing my body and my muscles to relax.
Yep. Again, when we strengthen our muscles, we tighten them.
Okay.
That's it. They don't relax.
Okay.
Like, okay, cool. I've done all these bicep curls. And then when I let go, my arms stop here.
Okay.
Instead of falling down all the way, you can either strengthen the triceps,
Okay.
which again is going to compress the
Tighten that
joint,
part up there. Yes.
or you can actually stretch and relax
The bicep.
what you just worked out.
Okay.
So as it's healing and repairing, it can be as long as it can.
So you're just relaxing this whole muscle.
Yep. One joint at a time.
Wait. Woosah.
Yep, absolutely.
And okay, the thing is, okay, with massage therapy, do you also teach the person how to, because I don't know about anyone else, but when somebody's trying to tell me to relax, my mind is still going.
Yep.
Do you do any of that part too?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, we tell them again. Actually, the trick is to not tell them to relax, because that's exactly what happens.
Okay.
So instead, it's just again, bring your awareness into this part of your body.
Okay.
Again, a lot of times we get lost in our heads because our mind isn't in our body.
Okay.
So again, we've got nerves talking to our brain and our brain talking back to them. We need to actually get the brain to spend time paying attention and being aware of what those nerves are saying.
Okay.
I say it all the time. Massage therapy is essentially working with awareness.
Oh,
First
okay.
and foremost.
Being aware of your body.
Yep. Helping our clients become more aware of their body.
Okay.
A lot of times we have these chronic injuries because we're not using our bodies appropriately and we don't know any better.
Like going up the steps and you're not paying attention, you fall. Okay.
That sounded a little personal.
No, because a lot of people they're so used to doing things a certain way they don't pay attention.
Very much so. Again, like one of my favorite examples is when we go to reach for something. There's a difference between essentially our shoulders, two joints.
Okay.
So we can do this I can bring my elbow up in front of me,
Okay.
which doesn't move my scapula at all.
Okay.
Then I can reach my scapula forward.
Okay.
So if I reach, I may not be thinking about those two different actions.
But
All of those muscles that can do both of those start acting as one and they get stuck to each other.
okay.
Then when you go back to normal, something's pulling more than it should and everything else starts hurting.
Oof. I
So-
gotta pay attention to this body.
Yep, and that's why stretching and things like yoga are so important.
Yoga.
Yep.
What? Yoga.
Yep, yoga.
Not yogurt. Okay.
That's good
Yoga.
too.
But yoga. So is yoga? Do you advocate for yoga?
I
in
do.
the
Yep,
Okay.
definitely. Because again, that practice is entirely there to help build your awareness of your body.
Okay.
Externally in terms of like your muscles, internally in terms of your breath and calming your mind and meditation.
Okay.
So again, combining all of those and putting it into a practice that can be done daily.
Okay. I'm gonna ask this again. Does it work?
Yes,
It really
absolutely.
does.
Absolutely.
So you've got a good percentage rate for people recovering?
In terms of massage therapy or
Yes,
yoga?
massage therapy.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I get people telling me that, again, I'm more effective, that I relieve more pain than their physical therapists,
Okay.
than the chiropractors, even in my office.
Okay.
Um, and at the same time, I actually get to explain things that a lot of their doctors aren't.
Right. That's true too.
So it's like, yeah, on so many levels, like to have interventions, being able to have some sort of treatment that doesn't involve pharmaceuticals
Okay, good.
is a game changer.
All right, that's good. See, I just wanted to like if it doesn't work, why do it? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're saying it works and it just doesn't work for the young, it also works for the old.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It works honestly more for the old.
Okay.
Like, again, the young, they don't have as much. That's good. No, yeah, they don't have as much tension,
Okay.
basically.
Okay.
So again, like we can move them around. I can start programming particular movements so they can be healthy and stable.
Okay.
But again, more of the work is helping people break years of functional patterns
Okay.
and reprogram them, basically.
Ooh, massage therapy. I am enjoying this. Tell us your name one more time before we go off.
I am Steve Brown, and yeah, that's all.
Steve Brown, who is a licensed
Yep, licensed massage therapist.
licensed massage therapist. And again, we're talking about the total you. And today we focused in on the body. We're going to be having him back again because I want to ask him a couple more questions about this body and how to take care of it. Again, thank you for joining. Wait, I'm going to say this. He's related to me, guys.
Yup. This is my auntie.
Amen. So we thank you for tuning in. But thank you for coming back. And we're going to get to something else I want to talk about on our next part.
Excellent.
All right. And again, we say thank you for tuning in to the Total You. And I hope you've enjoyed this little segment. So come on back. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the presentations and the broadcast. I hope you avail yourself of all the information that was given. Remember to continue to tune in at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. here on RIC TV.